best friends, business partner, and CEO of Legacy Vision, Jake Dawson.
Hey, stay with me for 1 second.
Yeah.
I asked Josh to stay up here for just a second, and it's you honor me by allowing me to be the one to say this. We lead this company, and I appreciate that you humble yourself to allow me to tell this story. But guys, everything I'm about to tell you is absolutely the goals and visions of us united. And I want to make sure that you know that. I love you. Love you.
Yeah.
God, I remember 2016, looking out at so many faces in such a different spot than we're in right now. Everything that we're about to talk about tonight is because of you and your believing in us and your supporting us and staying with us. Some of you weren't with us in 2016, and some of you were. But we respect you so much. That's the whole reason that we hold this event called Illuminate. A couple years ago, my thought was that we should hold an event that not only gives the clients an update around what we think the market's going to do, but we should tell them where we're going with this business and our goals and our ambitions and our visions, because you have a choice to invest your money with anybody, but you choose to invest your money here. We're partners in this. Our success is directly correlated to you. And I thank you for that. We might be making some of the biggest announcements tonight in the past and in the future. Tonight's a big deal. But before I articulate what this firm is going to do, it's important that you understand why. You know, there's two reasons. One is very business-oriented, and we're going to talk about that. But the first reason is so much more personal. And I'm not trying to take you to church. But guess where we're going? For you to understand the why, you've got to understand what the leadership here believes. And I appreciate the fact that we don't all share the same belief system. But this is what we believe. And this is what is impacting our decisions from day one to right now. This firm believes that there is a very real God that had a very real Son that died on the cross to save us from our sins. And it is our responsibility to honor that sacrifice. Let me give you a picture. Let's pretend like there is some event that's going to happen, a nuclear bomb that's going to come, And it's going to destroy the entire world. And the only person that can save us is your child. Think on that. The problem is it's not your child that gets to make that decision. You have to make the decision to say, I'm willing to sacrifice him for you. So let's say you made that decision and the answer was yes, I'll sacrifice my child for you. And then you fast forward and you see a world that's not living to their full potential. Does that sacrifice feel like it was in vain? If they've got something else in the tank and they're not giving it? I don't know how far this firm will go, but I can promise you we have a lot more capacity. And until he tells me that we shouldn't push forward, we're going to keep pushing forward. Because I'm going to give everything I can so that he knows the sacrifice was not in vain. There are so few success stories. There are so few great stories that don't start with an individual who didn't believe in themselves. We all face those demons. You know, I'm not smart enough. I'm too old for this. I'm not old enough. I'm not young enough. I'm not rich enough. I'm not good enough. I could tell you something. You have worth because he is worthy. You were not made to be tending a grave. You were called by name and saved by grace. You were made for more.
But again, I'm excited about the fact that Jake's joined the team, that we formed this team.
Hard to believe. 2013, this partnership was formed, and the dreams we had, they were big. In 2016, we opened our own firm, Legacy Wealth Management, and we knew that it would not be easy, but could never have imagined just how hard it was going to be.
Now, why can't he be here right now? And anybody who knows Josh Stam knows it's breaking his heart. You know it's breaking his heart that he's not able to be here right now. He loves these events more than anybody else. And if by accident Josh was here and you saw Josh and you happened to go back to Merrill Lynch and say, you know, I went to their open house, Jake was there, Josh was there, and that's all you have to say. What does Merrill Lynch want to do to Josh's career? They want to ruin it. What are they going to do when they get that information? They're going to call up the state and say, guess what's happening? That's the reason why he can't be here. We're a very capable team. It's just that one of our players happens to be on the sideline. We're still going to win football games, guys. And what Merrill Lynch is not counting on was you. It's because of you that $100 million has been taken from Merrill Lynch and moved to this firm in the first 5 weeks of being established.
So we continued to do the right thing, serving our clients at the highest level. We got Josh back, and we grew from a team of 5 to 21 and counting. And I tell you, this road has not been easy, but boy, has it been worth it. Serving our community and helping you forge generational legacies. Because doing things the right way is the legacy way.
There are some of you in this room who remember 2016. And there's some of you who have never known the hardship that we had gone through. The firm that we were with wanted to ruin Josh's career. And I was working out. So there's a fun fact y'all don't know about me. When I take pre-workout, I get all like, I want to hug everybody. And so I was taking my pre-workout. I'm in the thing, so I'm feeling all sentimental. But this song comes on. And I thought of my partner. And the shame that he had to have felt that was being delivered on him, and it wasn't even truths. We had 2 very specific fights we had to fight in 2016. His fight was a very personal fight because he was the only person that could say, that's not me, that's not true. My fight was different. And my fight was building a firm that could get him back and then protect us from this bottom line decision-making corporate America crap that we deal with. These 2 different fights in 2016 changed us. His passion is 1971 English Tavern Road legacy wealth management. It's a very personal leadership for him. And I believe it's because it was ripped away from him for 9 months where he was told he cannot serve you. And so his leadership has always been one that is protect the heart of what we are. My fight was a different fight. My fight was I'm going to grow this freaking firm as big as I possibly can to protect us. And it brought us in 2 unified directions that were distinctly different, but extremely important. So 2024 was a great year, guys. We crushed every single goal and objective. We have more assets under management, more households that we work with. We've given more to the community than we ever have. There's not a metric that we can look at that we didn't absolutely kill through that leadership style of protecting the heart and growing the infrastructure of the organization. 2024, though, was not great because of those numbers. 2024 was great because of the vision that became so clear to us on how we move next. This used to be a type of vision. It turned into more of a mission statement. If it's legacy, it ought to be better.
We just thought that that's a great way to think about any aspect of life, but certainly our business. We want our clients to always feel that we don't cut. We always want to go that extra mile. And so it ought to be better if it's legacy.
For you to be consistent, you gotta be disciplined. For you to be disciplined, you gotta have some focus. And for you to have focus, you've gotta have a vision. So what's your vision? We should not substitute the word goal for vision. Because vision is the why. Your goal is the what. Sometimes our personal desires get in the way of our personal desires. And I think it's because we're not focusing on the vision aspect of the goal. Because the goal is ultimately a roadmap. When you hit those goals, those are milestones that should be celebrated. But it's really the thing that we're using to get us to our vision. So how do we create a vision? And in my opinion, there's three things a vision should do to pass a test, to say that's a vision that I can then start linking goals to. The first one is you need to have clarity. You need to be able to taste it, see it, touch it, on what you want your life to look like. It's got to have clarity. You've got to know where you're going. You've got to be able to see it. The second thing your vision needs is it needs to be timeless. It needs to be resilient. It needs to not be changed because of technological changes within us or within our country, political changes, environmental changes. It needs to be something that can be steadfast, that you can continue to look upon and say, that's still true. That's still what I want. Last thing that it needs is it needs to be a just cause. It needs to be something you're willing to sacrifice for, that wakes you up and gets you out of the bed to allow you to reflect on your day at the end of the day to say, I lived a little closer to what my vision is.
And over the last 8 years, we've had tremendous growth. And the only thing that it has allowed us to do is to continue to execute our vision at that level. So I don't know the next 10 years exactly. What I do know is that me and Josh will build a conglomerate of companies that will serve our families in a better way.
You know, our vision in 2013 when Josh and I got together was a pretty simple vision. It was that we can do this better together than apart. I want to go ahead and go to the slides. And it was just that. We're two advisors wanting to work with our clients. That's all we want to do. We want to serve our clients in a meaningful way, give you fantastic advice, even when it's not self-serving, to do what's right. And what we found was that vision was actually pretty hard to pull off. And it wasn't because of me, and it wasn't because of you. Again, it was this bottom line, decision-making, profit-first attitude that corporate America has that tried to drive my best friend out. So what did we do? We started bringing everything in-house. And every year I'm coming up here saying, we're going to do this, and we're going to do this, and we're going to grow this way, and we're going to be able to do this for you. We bring in tax prep, portfolio managing, marketing, operations, compliance, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it's because we wanted to control how we communicated to you that it was always genuinely us and how we would do it. And we didn't want to have conflicts of interest with whatever corporate America wanted from us to push some particular agenda. By 2024, we realized a couple things. One, we realized that we had built something special. But then we also realized we built something that other advisors could link into. That we could finally be the firm that other Jakes and Joshes and Brandons across the country could plug into and actually have a firm that's got their back at just doing what's right for their client without conflicts of interest. We choose to serve you in this manner, and that makes this unique. What's not unique is the feeling of wanting to give honest, ethical, moral advice, to not take advantage of grandma, grandpa, mom and dad, brother and sister. That's not unique. There's other like-minded advisors out there in this country, and they need a firm that will support that and believe that. So I started planning the logistics. Started thinking through, how do I pull this off corporately? And this thing in my head kept saying, you know what? Our slogan should be a firm built for advisors by advisors. I was like, it's got a good ring to it. So I looked that up just to see if anybody else happens to have already had that genius idea, and I was positive they hadn't because I had thought of it. So no one else could have possibly thought about it, but someone did. And it was called Summit Financial. Now, Summit Financial is a good firm, but I start looking at the structure of their company, and I start to see things on how they're protecting themselves from risk and how they're able to, position themselves within the marketplace and this company structure. And I'm like, that is a great idea. I can steal that, manipulate it, make it legacy, and perfect it, in my opinion, on what they're already doing. So that was around June. So I start working that direction. I start looking at how we need to develop this. I start having conversations with CPAs and attorneys of all different sorts to make sure that I'm crossing my T's and dotting my I's and doing all these things. I take it to Josh. Josh looks at it and goes, that's fantastic. So I've got his approval on that. But I still don't have the slogan. I don't have the vision. But that's okay. I have enough work to keep me busy. Well, then I go to another vendor in September of this past year. And I had a lot of respect for what that vendor was offering to financial advisors. But there was a major flaw in their program. They only made money if you, the advisor, sold this particular product. So they were going to give you the world, but you had to sell this. And the first speaker that came up that day to talk to us was this guy that was doing a master class on how to sell this particular product. He was talking to you about the emotional journey you need to take the client on, but with certain tactical points along the way, so that by the end of it, that's the only thing that they would have wanted to buy. He said, I'm an advisor. He then went on to say, I just had an event last week where all these people came, and I was able to land 47 appointments for next week. He was applauding the fact he's going to have 47 appointments next week. Now he says, now to be fair, I know that 60% of them will cancel, but that's still 20 some odd appointments. Can you imagine holding brand new appointments with brand new people that you need to get to know and understand and then give advice, that you could do that for 20 plus appointments in a single week? And he said, I know that, let's just call it 25 will hold the appointment, and I know half of them will buy this product. He had already run the numbers. He did that campaign to bring in 47 appointments that he knew 60% of them would not come, so that half of them would buy the product. But I'm an advisor. I'm an advisor. So I'm sitting in the audience, and I'm just kind of annoyed, because I'm like, you're not an advisor. You already know the product you're going to sell to grandma, grandpa, mom and dad, brother, sister, loved one. You are just herding them through like cattle to get this one particular product sold. But I'm an advisor. And all of a sudden, the real words start coming out. It moves from a slogan to a vision. And that vision was Legacy Vision, which is going to be our parent company, building the authentic advisor. A vision should have three things. It should be clear. I know exactly what I want. I want advisors that care about the individuals that they are giving advice to, and they're giving good, honest, moral, ethical advice. I know what I want. We're clear. It needs to be timeless. The very first thing I put was to build the authentic advisor, and I thought, nope, you can be done with that. Building never ends. We will always look to be building the authentic advisor. And we're going to build a suite of companies that supports that. And then it needs to be a just cause. I don't know of a more just cause than looking for individuals that want to serve their communities at the highest possible level. That's a just cause. So I'm proud to announce we are now opening up. It's not all the logos are on there because we couldn't fit them all, but we're opening up 12 companies. Legacy Vision is going to be the parent company, building the authentic advisor. We have Legacy Creative, Legacy Insurance, Legacy Compliance, Legacy Life, Legacy Tax, Legacy Support, Legacy Invest. We even opened up a nonprofit, Legacy Hope. I'm so proud of what this is, but let me explain how it interacts with the advisor. That last firm would give you everything as long as you sold their one product. I broke this into 12 different companies so that we could say, we'll meet you where you're at. You tell us how you want us to serve you. If you happen to be in Ohio and all you need is some marketing, great. Work with Legacy Creative. That's it. You need some compliance, great, work with compliance. You want some investments, great, work with the investments. You want us to bundle this thing up like Prudential, I'll give you a discount. This is our answer to a very real need that's in our nation. So thank you for watching Illuminate 2025. Now, if you're at this part of the video, you're probably one of 3 groups of people. First and foremost, our clients. So again, thank you for watching to the very end. Now, you may have 2 quick questions. One, how does this impact me and what should I expect moving forward? I can sum that up in 2 very simple phrases. We're going to have exceptional service and exceptional growth. I am so looking forward to you being the premier representation of what an RIA firm should look like. So all I see is blue skies when it comes to what your experience should be. The next class of person that might still be watching this video is someone who's looking for an RIA relationship, looking for an advisor that has this opinion that we can give good, honest, ethical advice, and that shouldn't be a big ask from the person that you're seeking advice from. So if that is you, I would love to encourage you to give us a phone call because we would love to introduce ourselves and get to know you. The last individual is the actual advisor, someone who hears what I'm saying, understands the pain points that I'm talking about, and is looking for a new home. If that's you, let's talk. I would love to introduce our vision and how it can impact you. Thanks for watching. Until next time.